want to get at least a table or two for my coaches so that they have a place to eat.
Hope I love you more.
I don't know if I like
So before the food gets cold, I'm going to thank you for being here. This is our second annual High School Sports Awards night, and I'm honored to get things going. Tonight, we honor the dedication and commitments of our high school student athletes, those who are earning their first varsity letter, those who still have years to play, and our seniors, whose time at the playing fields and gymnasiums are coming to a close. Tonight, we recall what these co-curricular programs offer our student athletes. It's called education-based athletics. It's about fostering camaraderie, friendship, and mutual respect, both on and off the field and court. It's the power of teamwork, empathy, and understanding. Beyond the specific skills of a sport or activity, these individuals have the opportunity to learn important principles that can guide them for the rest of their lives. Learn sportsmanship to win humbly and gracefully, and to lose with dignity. Model integrity through playing by the rules. Use teamwork in order to contribute to a greater goal in which the athlete places the team's success or recognition before that of an individual. Reach out to assist teammates, which translates into helping others around them in life and in contributing to the community. Develop perseverance and the ability to bounce back from defeats. Incorporate goal setting learned through athletics into their approach to life. Develop a solid work ethic that emphasizes preparation and effort. May all student athletes find fulfillment, joy, and a deep sense of purpose in every moment of this incredible journey of education-based athletics. I am honored to be the person behind the scenes, working to provide the best possible experience for our student athletes. So I just want to congratulate all of you for all your successes this year. Tonight, now to introduce our keynote speaker, we welcome our keynote speaker, Mac Walton. Mac, originally from Chester, was a 3-year captain, all-regional and scholar All-American during his years at Clarkson University in Potsdam, New York. He also played one session in USL 2 for Black Rock FC in 2021, based out of Manchester, Vermont. He earned 2 degrees while at Clarkson, a bachelor's degree in psychology, and a master's in business administration. Mac was fortunate to be at the University of Vermont in March of 2024, where he served as the Director of Operations for the men's soccer team, who went on to make history for UVM by taking the Division I National Championships. Mac has a wealth of experience in the coaching world and is now the men's soccer coach assistant at the University of Massachusetts in Amherst. Please give a warm welcome to Mac Walton. Before I turn the mic over, I do have a little thank you gift. He is a Vermonter, so he knows how delicious Vermont maple syrup is. And although he was a chieftain, we're going to give him a little rebel gift. So there you go.
Really great coaches, come on up. All right. Not used to holding my mic, to be honest. All right. Thanks for having me. Since Tammy asked me to speak about a month ago, I've been thinking a lot about what a successful student athlete means to myself. I've been coaching soccer full-time for the past 4 years, since I left Clarkson. So I'm constantly surrounded by both current and future student athletes. I'm also not far removed myself. I'm 26, so didn't graduate too long ago. One word just kept coming back to me that I'm sure you guys have always heard from coaches, parents, leaders on your team, but that one word for me that tends to separate the tiers of success, because it's definitely subjective, right, would be mentality, right? I was fortunate enough to play soccer in college at Clarkson University, Potsdam, New York. During the spring semester of my freshman year, we had a new head coach. A fellow Vermonter, his name was Carter Lincoln, played at UVM, played at SNU. And he said, we need to come up with a motto, or something that, painted a picture for us as what a strong mentality was. It became an acronym we used called CSA, Commitment, Selflessness, Accountability. Pretty simple, but effective, right? In my opinion, it's also a blueprint for you guys for what a successful student athlete looks like. I'm sure a lot of us have grown up here, maybe come from even smaller areas, right? I grew up, I was born and raised in Chester, so we all know it's very rural, right? Somewhat secluded. For those that play travel sports outside of high school, club, travel ball, AAU, whatever it may be, right? We know how much of a commitment it is. Hours of driving for training, games, homework and changing clothes in the car, missing birthdays, family get-togethers, hang out with friends. And honestly, it's that sort of commitment for me that's required to get better, to learn, to be successful. Most importantly to me, it's becoming comfortable with being uncomfortable. If you do something all the time, repeatedly, consistent, with intent, you'll become better and more familiar with whatever it is, obviously. Sport, hobby, school subject, but you have to make a commitment. I attended ID schools at big universities that I knew I was never going to play at, simply because I wanted to build my confidence, play with better players, and get exposed to that sort of environment. Eventually, I was driving myself to overnight camps. I remember doing one in Dartmouth. I got lost, which sounds stupid. I was 16. I got lost going to Hanover, New Hampshire. My mom wasn't with me. I forgot paperwork. I wasn't fully registered. It was a disaster. But it made me resilient, right? Over time, I got better communicating with coaches, understood what they looked for in a player, and grew in confidence. Eventually, I ended up earning the opportunity to play at Clarkson. At Clarkson, my roommate of 4 years, Noah Bell, was a goalie. He didn't play 1 minute of college soccer. If you're a goalie, you know that you probably need to have the toughest mentality of all. If anyone tells you goalie is not the hardest position in any sport, they're probably lying. Okay, I guarantee it is. Try and do it. It probably will not go well. He also had a goalie for us that was 1 year ahead of us, so just 1 year older. He was a Scholar All-American with myself. So Noah was going to have a very hard time breaking into the team. But still, for 4 years, every pickup, whenever we wanted shots, right, every training, he was always there, one of the best guys on the field. One of the most selfless teammates I ever had. Zero entitlement, great work ethic, and a phenomenal student. He's actually an electrical engineer right now for GE, and he lives in New York City. My point, and the reality for you guys, is there's always going to be competition. Whether it's here, college, work, whatever it might be. UVM men's soccer is amongst Stanford, Marshall, who we beat in the final, Indiana, and Wake Forest for the most NCAA wins in the past 5 years. It didn't happen overnight, or by the guys thinking that they're better than they really are. When I got there, a huge reason Vermont has earned a spot amongst those elite programs is because they've cultivated a winning mentality for years. 11 to 15 guys playing a soccer game. So, or basketball, 1 to 5, right? Or 1 to 7, 8 maybe. If you fall within the 15 to 26, what are you going to do? Right? Are you going to mope? Are you going to quit? Are you going to show up late? Are you not really going to care? A great quote from an NBA player, Kenny Smith: champions do daily what everybody else does occasionally. I think you can guess what the UVM guys did, especially those with fewer minutes. Pushing everyone else around them, sacrificing their egos, training with enthusiasm, focus, and intent to help better the group. Another phrase I absolutely love. Sometimes me, sometimes you, always us. As a successful student athlete, you are accountable for putting your teammates, academics, and the community ahead of yourself. Now, when you commit to anything, sport, club, job, you are accountable for whatever expectations come with said commitment. In other words, you have responsibilities. From a very young age, my mom always preached accountability to me, non-stop. It annoyed me very, very much. But why? Accountability creates discipline. Discipline provides you with the foundation for consistent action, while resiliency equips you to navigate them. Since finishing my master's at Clarkson, I have moved 7 times, 5 different apartments, 10 different roommates, unpaid volunteer position at UMass Amherst in 2022 for almost 2 years. I worked a closing shift at Wendy's from 9 p.m. to 2 a.m., 4 times a week for 6 months, just to make rent, to pay my loans, to be honest. After that, I actually had to leave. I returned home. I started paraeducating at Chester Andover Elementary School, actually in a classroom that I was in 5th and 6th grade. Very full circle. But let me tell you, just starting something is better than doing nothing. I promise. After that, I took another unpaid position with UVM, as you guys can see. The rest was pretty much history. But I was told early on by well-respected coaches, try to stay within NCAA as much as possible, if that's what I want. You guys will come to find out that a lot of life is not necessarily what you know, but who you know. So relationships are extremely important. You need to be willing to collaborate, you need to find mentors, and you need to use them. I promise. My old college coach said, just be disciplined and ready to work. I now have the confidence, the resources, the knowledge, and most importantly, the mentality required to be a full-time coach at the NCAA level. And it took a whole lot of everything I've mentioned tonight to get here. I'll just go through these slideshows real quick because I know that that's what you guys really want to see. That's what I want to see too. That pretty much wraps it up, but I just want to go through these slideshows, kind of tell you a bit about our fall and some of the guys and kind of where these terms, matter most. So, that's right. We started in JP. I'm sure you guys are familiar with it or been there. We were there for a whole preseason together. This was the last day. We had a little game with all the newcomers versus the returners. So my team won, no big deal. Took a little team photo, that's Jay Peak in the background there. After this, we had our first game against Western Michigan in Kalamazoo. We actually lost. We started the year 0-1. After all preseason, all the build-up to us telling our guys, we're going to be competing for a national championship. Did not go as planned. As the cliche goes, everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth. Right after that, we were 0-1. We get on a plane. Vermont men's soccer's never played on the West Coast. We fly to California. We play, this is at UC Irvine, so we played them, University of California, Irvine, tied them, and then keep going. We moved on to San Diego State, so we played 2 games while we were there. Talk about accountability. I've never been to California. I've never flown across the country. I had a van of 9 guys, my sole responsibility, all freshmen, Never let freshmen pack your bag. I promise. This was not the only time this happened. All right, you keep going. Then we went and played San Diego State. Sorry, we won this game with a goal with about 15 minutes left in the game. All right, so we went from 0-1, thinking, oh crap, to 1-1. A decent start for us. We wanted to go to the West Coast, not lose the game. Went really well. Go ahead. This was also just another photo of San Diego State training. Then we returned home. We had a really long stretch where we were home for like 8 games because of all the travel. I got to train quite a bit with injuries and things like that. If you can't tell, it's still very competitive. Then, conference started up. We did extremely well. We actually won the regular season on points. And then we hosted the conference tournament, won that as well, with a golden goal against Bryant. These are all Vermonters. So associate head coach, he actually grew up in a house across from Virtue Field. Carl Daly, Nash Barlow, they're from Burlington, Vermont. And then myself. A little stat for you guys to talk about mentality. Our group scored 15 goals with 15 minutes less in games. I don't think I'll ever touch that. If I do, I did an extremely good job. But I'm not sure I'll ever touch that sort of stat again. These guys, they're willing to push the mentality to need to win that they've developed over years, right? At the end of every game, we were all over teams. In their half, getting lots of chances, just whittling the ball literally into the back of the net. Keep going. Team photo. And then after that began the national tournament. We won our first round. We went to Hofstra, beat them, and then headed back to, you guessed it, all the way to California. We drew San Diego in the 3rd round. We thought maybe we'd get a home game. Didn't end up happening. Never been to California in my life. Went twice this past fall. Pretty cool. And example of what, honestly, commitment, can take you. We took care of business there, so we moved on as well. Right from there, we went to Pittsburgh. This was also a photo that I can't tell my coach, but snapped from my chair just while I was watching because I couldn't not. Pretty cool. After that, we went over to Pitt. Very good program, very tough team. We've actually lost to them in the tournament before. Ended up winning 2-0, so did very well there as well. Finally, we head to Cary, North Carolina. So we made it to the College Cup. This was just training on the day we got there. The field, that's our locker room, so right when you walked in, guys, stuff all set up. And then, I'm not sure if you guys have watched our run or not, but this is Nicholas Herseg, our goalie. Shocker. You guys might see I have a bit of a bias towards goalies. I was not a goalie myself. I just think these guys need to have the toughest mentality. There's one spot, there's usually 3 or 4 on a team, right? It's the most competition in a team. Nicholas Herseg was Defensive Player of the National Tournament, just arrived in the U.S. for the very first time during preseason. He's from Germany. 3 days in the States, first day of preseason, breaks his finger. Complication at the hospital, resetting it. He was there for 6 hours. They ended up having, and this guy's never been to America, first experience in a hospital. Awful. Not fixed, ends up having to schedule surgery. We're not sure if he's going to be able to play in the season or not. Recovers quick, doesn't need surgery, joins 4 games into the season, and he tapes his finger like this for the entire season. Played every minute after that he came back, earned all rookie team of the conference, like I said, defensive player of the whole tournament, made the PK winning save against Denver on the first night. Last thing, right, talking about resiliency, discipline. For him, fast forward to Elite 8, Pittsburgh, this Final Four, he had 3 exams during the College Cup. Just within 8 days, we were in Burlington for 1 night. So we were traveling all over the place. This guy had 3 exams as soon as we got to Cary, North Carolina. In the hotel, I'm walking, we're just walking around. He is pacing in a hallway, just stressing. And we asked him what was up. You know, are you worried about tomorrow? No, not even worried about the game. I got 2 exams I need to do by tomorrow night, and I got 1 if we make the final. He did them all. Finished with, I think on the year, a 3.7 GPA. Never been to America. Broke his finger. Won the national championship. Talk about resiliency and discipline. We ended up winning, golden goal. This was our staff, trainer, second assistant, associate head coach, strength and conditioning coach, and our goalie coach as well. Head coach is here. I just love this photo from a Polaroid from the locker room. These are all the Vermonters from our staff. So we have our impact player. He lives in Richmond. This is our team manager. He goes to UVM. Carl Nash, our associate head coach. Eli, he actually went to Rutland High School, goes to UVM now. He was also a team manager with us, and then myself. So 7 Vermonters winning a national championship is pretty cool, And that was the group. Remarkable season by a remarkable group of highly successful student athletes. No team, no staff, no university, no state, in my opinion, more deserving. Keep going. We brought it back got on the plane, came back to Burlington, had the parade, and that was that. If any athletes or parents or anyone, I didn't want to go on for too long. I was talking to Tammy and I said, a lot of successful student athletes, I could go on and on and on, right? You could just keep going with things that, help you be successful. If any athletes or parents end up having questions or anything about college, the process, what I've touched on now, the fall, I've given my contact info to Tammy. I'm comfortable saying that if anyone has questions or just wants to know anything about the process or how it went for me, you can absolutely get my information, and I'm more than willing to help. The last thing I want to end with, because I know you guys want to get to awards, for student athletes, just before I wrap up, all right? Talk to your parents. I know it sounds cliche, but I've coached at 2 different clubs from U8 to U15 to college players. I always fell asleep in the car. I was terrible at that. with all the driving me and my parents did, I would just fall asleep on my mom, and I felt terrible. I would try to stay awake, talk to her as much as possible, but especially with phones now, literally talk about anything, everything with your parent, whether you're going to a game, going to a practice, going to school, going from school, whatever it might be, just talk to them. I promise you, now I drive all over the place, recruiting, whatever it may be, and I'm usually alone, and I just reminisce about my drives with, my parents. So, talk to your parents, and honestly, take advantage of it, because it's not going to last forever, all right? I want to thank Tammy for having me. Thank you guys for listening and having me as well. I wish you guys nothing but the best with your future endeavors, and thank you very much. Also, funny, we don't usually cut the nets of a soccer field, but our guys were not leaving without it. So we cut it down, the whole thing. It was pretty funny. I probably got like 4 pieces at home. And then I tried to get the big one. I promise you I tried. I could not make the drive. Just too much driving back to Burlington and back here. But everyone on the team got a little individual one, so I wanted to bring those guys to show you. So thank you again. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. That was really great, Mac. Next on our program, we have a special presentation. So I'd like to call on the West River Valley Thrives staff to come up.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Meg Harris-Polo. I'm the Programs and Youth Engagement Coordinator for West River Valley Thrives. Myself and my colleague, Caitlin Sherman, would like to take a few moments to celebrate an adult in our community who exemplifies what it means to be a youth ally. Thrives is constantly observing and is fortunate to collaborate with a wealth of caring adults in our community. In 2022, Thrives created the annual Youth Ally Award to recognize those individuals who help youth amplify their voices by providing them opportunities to explore current issues and events and to advocate for those who are passionate about. Thrives is pleased to award the 2025 Youth Ally Award to Abby Eldridge. Abby has been an unwavering leader and volunteer in our community, dedicating countless volunteer hours to the development and growth of youth sports programs in the West River Valley. For years, Abby has spearheaded Good Sports, the elementary sports program that is independently run and organized by parent and community volunteers, offering skill-building opportunities across 3 sports seasons. Abby's commitment goes far beyond simple coordination. She has created a culture of inclusion, healthy competition, and personal growth for children of all ages. Through her efforts, many local youth have learned not only the fundamentals of sports, but also valuable life skills. With Abby holding them to high standards, motivating them to be better athletes and individuals. Abby goes above and beyond to ensure that all children, regardless of their background or ability, have access to well-organized, enriching sports opportunities. Her dedication has made a lasting, positive impact on our youth. Abby received over 50% of the nominations, which were submitted by Elizabeth Erickson, Chris Webb, Lindsay Bertram, Alenka Wilson, Chris Chase, Scotty Tvoshnik, and 2 who remain anonymous. Nominations were also received for Bree Madison, Allison Young, Alice Abraham, and Pat Pelton. So again, please let's give Abby a round of applause.
And in case you missed it, out in the activity room, there is a table that West River Valley Thrives set up for you to check out some of their offerings and their materials.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. All right, next in our program, we'd like to honor our student athletes who are earning their first varsity letter this year. And so if I could just get my coaches to help hand these out, I will call off the names. And when your name is called, how about we kind of hold our applause till the list is completed. All right, so hold your applause. I'm going to start with Cheyenne Berry, who received varsity letters in soccer, basketball, and softball. Lucy Bertram, also soccer, basketball, softball. Latilly Bertram, softball. Dee Fury, basketball. Lily Bowen, soccer. Amelia Crockett, soccer, basketball, softball. Gemma DeRozier, basketball, softball. Senior, Sophia DeRozier, softball. Addison Eldridge, softball. Landon Goulet, soccer. Sophia Paul, soccer, softball. Logan Holden, baseball. Brandon Howe, soccer. Silas James, baseball. Hope Landers, soccer, softball. Jay McClure, soccer, baseball. Eliza Perkins, basketball, softball. Connor Richardson, soccer, basketball, baseball. Dakota Shippey, basketball. and Asher Titov Shiravali, snowboarding and track and field. And ultimate. All right, a round of applause for our first varsity letter winners. All right, next we would like to honor our seniors, and they are all receiving a plaque which has all of their sports that they've participated in over the course of their 4 years. So when your name is called, come on up and receive your plaque from our coaches. Sierra Berry, soccer for 4 years. In absentia, come ahead, Cheyenne, you can grab it for her. All right, Brianna Dryden, she's played soccer, basketball, softball, all 4 years. Stay up here. Dakota Dunham, 4 years, baseball. You can stay up here, Dakota. Sophia DeRocher, ultimate and softball. Abigail Emerson, 4 years soccer, 5 years basketball, 1 year softball. Remy Green, 2 years of snowboarding. Cody Hescock, 4 years of soccer. Avery Heiner, 4 years soccer. We've got a year of basketball, 3 years of ice hockey and Brattleboro, track and field for 3, and ultimate for 2. Little of everything. Jax Meister, basketball for 2, baseball for 1. Samantha Morse, 4 years of soccer, 5 years basketball, 4 years softball. Kian Size, 3 years of snowboarding. Jack Spangler, 4 years soccer, 3 years or 4 years ultimate. Lucas Stolt, 4 years of baseball. And lastly, we have Eli White, 4 years of basketball and 4 years of ultimate. And Kristen Lowe, we have 4 years of softball. 2 years of basketball. That's what happens when you go off of the Wheeling and Great class list. My apologies. All right, here are our seniors. Round of applause. All right, for the rest of the program, I'm not going to call off all the individual names because they are already in the program. I'm just going to call up the varsity girls soccer team. Come meet with your coaches. You'll receive your certificates and your pins. So varsity girls soccer, come on up. While they are finding the right individual, I'd like to call up Asher Titov Shiravali for running high school cross country. Next We'll call on the varsity boys soccer team coached by Beth Wells, assisted by Bob Holber. Come on up, varsity boys soccer. Okay, round of applause for varsity boys soccer. Okay, next up we have a high school boys basketball. Coached by Bobby Colmer, assisted by Jeff Hoosier, and our JV coach was Gabe Packard. Round of applause for varsity boys basketball. Next up, girls basketball, coached by Terry Merrow, assisted by Brooke Sanderson and Julian Lebo. All right, next up we have our high school snowboarding team, coached by Kevin Berg. Moving on to the spring sports, we have our varsity softball team coached by Michael Bingham and assisted by Abby Eldridge and stats master Ryan Kelly. All right, next up varsity baseball coached by John Leonardo, assisted by Jeremy Graves, coming off their 8th inning win today against Springfield. Round of applause, varsity baseball. Next up, high school ultimate team coached by Joe Toll, assisted by Sam Tebow. And lastly, well, last part of this, we have our high school track and field team. Both of my track coaches are coaching the middle school right now at Springfield, so they couldn't be here. But in their absence, we'd like to present the track and field awards to the track team. Come on up. Okay, the last thing that is not in your program, but I promise you will be done after this, is that the fall and winter already received their end of the season all-league awards, and some are all-state awards. So we're going to recognize soccer and basketball, and again, spring, that's still to come because we're not quite finished. So if I can call up my soccer coaches right now. All-league honors for boys soccer went to Cody Hescock and Spencer Clausen. And all-league for varsity girls soccer go to Avery Heiner, Abigail Emerson, and Samantha Morse. And then in soccer, they can also potentially make all-state soccer teams. And for boys soccer, we have Cody Hescock and Spencer Clausen. And for the girls soccer all-state players, we have Avery Heiner and Abigail Emerson. All right, on to the winter season. For all-league basketball, we have Abigail Emerson. And for north-south games, for girls basketball, we had Abigail Emerson and Samantha Morse. And that concludes our second annual Sports Awards night. I appreciate everyone being here, and again, thank you to Mac Walton for our keynote.